Hey guys, this is Carla, and this time I'm here to do a review of episode 2 of the new 6-episode X-Files Revival miniseries. This episode is titled Founders Mutation, and it was actually quite good. I mean, if the first episode kind of brought back all the nostalgia of the series, then this one felt like an actual episode of the series. I mean, I don't know if that makes sense. This feels like it could fit in the 90s timeline of the series, I guess. It's like the first one was kind of our reintroduction to Mulder and Scully and their dynamics and, you know, the way they behave and everything and how they're changed, and it felt like a continuation. This one felt like an old episode. So I actually really liked it. I don't know, by the time the episode ended, I sort of felt like it went by really fast. I'm not entirely sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I did feel like some things just happened really fast. Like, maybe I keep thinking that I zoned out at the wrong moment or something, because there were some things that I just didn't know how they got from point A to point B. And I was a little bit, not confusing, because you could still kind of follow the gist of it, but just, I don't know, I think they were a little too fast. But I like the episode. I like that Mulder and Scully are actually back to working X-Files together as an official team. I like that, you know, the government conspiracy is still out there, with the Department of Defense actually experimenting on people, and I like how it relates to the previous episode as well. I like how they relate everything they're investigating back to Scully and Mulder and the baby, you know, because the baby is kind of a big deal, you know. It's like, you watch the first episode and you go like, wait, didn't they have a kid? Yes, they had a kid, and that was a pretty big freaking deal. So I like that they aren't letting us forget it. They aren't just skimming over it. It is a thing that happened and that marked them and that will always be important to them. So it makes total sense that they're relating this to, you know, Scully's pregnancy and what happened to her. And hey, maybe they'll find out eventually what went down. Maybe, hint hint, at the end of these 6 episodes we'll actually have answers. I doubt it, but who knows. I like that they're relating the actual cases back to Scully. And I like this one because it's kind of a primal fear people have right now. I mean, like I said in my previous episode, paranoia is at an all-time high right now in the world. It's like, we don't trust anyone or anything. Okay, there will always be some people who put their trust in the government and in other people and in things that are happening, but there will always be some people who go, this might be a little too perfect or a little too good. And that's the same thing that happens with genetic manipulation, which is an issue that we have right now and that needs to be discussed, because yes, we can get a lot of good things from genetic manipulation. We can, you know, cure diseases and maybe even extend our lives, who knows, and just give children more of a chance to actually make it through their entire life. At the same time, a lot of awful things could be done through genetic manipulation, and as much as I'd like to think that science is working for the good of humanity, you never know with people, right? So this episode kind of deals with that, to what extent people will go to in order to kind of feed their scientific explorations. I mean, that dude was just, I mean, okay, first off, experimenting on your own children, that's a no-no, okay? That's terrible. That's like, since when did you become Magneto, okay? It's like, no, don't experiment on your children. That's terrible. I mean, even his own children. And if that wasn't enough, he goes around just taking babies from women. And it's like, wow. I mean, I've been warned about this episode, but I don't think the visuals were as bad as I was expecting. I mean, I've seen way worse from the X-Files. Actually, a couple of the original episodes did leave me like traumatized for life. I was really young when I watched them, so so yeah, I still kind of have nightmares about those. I don't think this one was as bad, necessarily. I mean, there were some things like the baby coming out of the belly and whatever. There were some things that were creepy, and yes, I was creeped out, but I didn't have that visceral, kind of, I need to throw up thing. So, but I do think the implications are very, very serious and very, very relevant, even for those of us who aren't conspiracy nuts, And, just the whole thing of experimenting on children and stealing babies from expectant mothers just to further your scientific explorations, and just, I mean, I don't know, I like the idea of it in a way, because I really liked how the resolution came. I think it came a bit fast, but I like the way the resolution came in the form of Kyle searching for his mother, for his sister, and both of them having like some kind of mental power. I thought it was really cool. And I like the way when they reunited, they like broke all the glass, and then they like slammed people around, and then they just killed their father because, hideous, terrible, disgusting bastard had to die. But I like the way they did it. It felt really satisfactory, and I'm very aware that might make me sound like a maniac, but okay, I can't do that in real life. Let me enjoy it on TV. I really liked the resolution, if not so much how they got there. It felt like a lot of conjecture for a bit, and it also was a little bit obvious in a way. I mean, not necessarily that I knew he was going to be the dude's son looking for his daughter, because I didn't know that at that point, but we all knew that the janitor had something to do with it since the beginning of the episode, right? Because they were walking down the hallway, and then Mulder kind of brushed against him, and I mean, we knew that that guy was going to have something to do with it, so it wasn't that surprising, but I did like the way it ended. I like that it harkens back to the angel, what is this, Immortal Instruments? No, alien DNA on the child. Actually, the Mortal Instruments is actually kind of rather similar. But no, alien DNA on the child, and I like that they have the blood now, so they can test it out and see if it matches Scully's blood, and maybe that will lead us to William, because like I said, William is a big freaking deal in this thing, and in this show, and I don't know, I just have that feeling that he's going to pop up at some point. I don't think they're just going to leave it at this, nebulous, flashbacky, we had a child together and this is how I hoped he would be thing. I think we're gonna see William. I hope we're gonna see William. I hope that's where this is leading to, because that would be epic. But I don't know. I mean, that's just wishful thinking on my part, honestly. But I really like those flashbacks. Killed me, man. Those flashbacks made me so emotional. I can't even tell you, man. As a Mulder and Scully shipper, those flashbacks are like the height of emotion for me. And man, they would have been such great parents. It actually hurts just to watch. And of course, at the end, you got their worst fears for their child, and that's why I hope we get to see William and maybe see if those fears are, true or not. And if they can give him like kick-ass telekinetic telepathic powers, I would love that too, because that would be epic. I mean, can you imagine? It's like you have Mulder and you have Scully, and they're awesome apart, and then they get together and they have a child, and it turns out to be like Professor X. I mean, how perfect would that be? I really like it. I like the episode, like I said. At some points, it felt like they were going a bit too fast. Like, with the whole... From the moment they went to visit the dude's wife, from that point on, it felt like it moved really fast. It felt like 2 minutes. you know. So I wish they had done that a little bit better, but still, it was enjoyable. And it felt like an original episode of the X-Files, so I like it. I hope they're not going to like start collecting blood from all their, the people involved in their cases, only to figure out that they're all like alien related. I loved that Scully just was the one to outright bring up, hey, it's alien blood, isn't it? You're experimenting with alien blood on the children. And the doctor's like, I thought you were the smart one, or I don't know, like the logical one. And I laughed so much because, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing. You have your Agent Mulders and you have your Agent Scullys, and one of them is the one who believes in everything and the other one is the skeptic, right? But no, here we are, and things have happened that have turned things around, at least as far as alien experimentation on kids goes, because she's been through it, so she knows that it's a thing. Even if it turns out to not be real, she knows that that kind of experimentation is happening. But still, I love the little nudge. Like, really, Scully, really? that's what you do. That's actually good character development, because these two haven't known each other for like 20 years without actually, kind of rubbing off on each other a little bit. And I don't mean that in a sexual way, but hey, whatever. You can take it however you want. I was actually talking about their personalities. Like, yeah, that's the best part about character development, is when your characters actually start taking on traits of the other characters because of that interaction. I mean, you're not an island. She wasn't just going to be a skeptic for the rest of her life, so it's good that they're pointing it out. And I don't know, man, I just love I'm a fan of the X-Men, okay? I love the whole telekinetic thing, mental powers. Is one of them going to fly? Because I would love that. And, it's just, I really like it. I thought this was a good episode. Again, few things I wish they had made a little bit more clear, like, yeah, how did Kyle know that his sister, that his father had hit his sister, and who his father was, etc., etc., like, how did that all come about? Also, how did Mulder know that the woman wasn't Kyle's mother? That was kind of random, I think, and a couple of things like that happened, but overall, they're minor. I like this episode because it felt like one that could fit into the original series almost. It felt like just your everyday average X-Files episode, and I like that. So, good for them. Hopefully, we'll see the kid at some point during the 6-episode run. Please, I beg you, Chris Carter. I really need to see that happening, especially if he has cool alien powers. That would be awesome. But yeah, I'm very satisfied. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the next episode, because I saw the promo and it looks fantastic, so I guess we'll see. And that's it for my review. As usual, if you guys want to visit our website at thegeekypub.com, you'll find tons of other reviews for other TV shows, books, movies. We have the review for the previous episode of The X-Files, so be sure to visit and browse around. There's a ton of stuff in there for you. And of course, if you want to be notified as soon as we upload anything new, you'll want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that's where the reviews usually go up first. Even before they hit the website, they're usually up on YouTube. So that's the fastest way to get notified whenever we upload something new. And I will see you guys in my next review. Bye.